Good evening and welcome to District 5960's first ever virtual governor installation. My name is John Healy. I'm the Assistant Governor for District 5960 and a fellow member of Ed Marek in the St. Paul Sunrise Rotary Club. Tonight's event will be historic for sure. You'll be muted for this event, but do consider using the chat room for any comments you might care to give. We will begin with the pledge to the flag led by District Governor nominee Dale Quigley, followed by District Governor-elect Kenny Klooster, leading us in the four-way test. Dale?
Okay. Thank you so much, John. I hope everyone will join me in saying the pledge. Here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Kenny, you're up.
Thank you, Dale. First, I'd like to read a quote that I found from Rotarian major donor Ashok Kumar Sethi. What is a Rotarian? A Rotarian is a person who digs wells from which he or she will never drink, vaccinates children he or she will never meet, restores eyesight for those he or she will never see, builds housing he or she will never live in, educates children he or she will never know, plants trees he or she will never sit under, makes crawlers into walkers halfway around the world, knows real happiness that, as Albert Einstein said, can only be found by helping others. Thank you. And now please join me in reciting our four-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you.
Thank you, Dale and Kenny. A fairly new addition to St. Paul Sunrise Meeting Reflection is the use of the Virtues Project cards. We were introduced to this by George Wickstrom of the Faribault Rotary Club. Here to read two of the virtues is Ed's son, Steve, and daughter, Amanda.
Detachment. Detachment is experiencing our feelings without allowing them to control us. We step back and look at things objectively. We let go and accept what we cannot change. We detach from others' choices, knowing that their spiritual work is not ours to do. We choose how we will act rather than just reacting. We step away from harmful cravings. Detachment is a deep breath of peace and patience in response to an unexpected anger. We can listen without losing ourselves. With detachment, we can see our mistakes honestly, make amends, and start afresh. Detachment allows us to be in the world, but not of it. It frees us to lead our lives with grace. You always have the choice to take all things evenly, to hold on to nothing, to receive each irritation as if you had only 15 minutes to live. Tolbert McCarroll.
Thanks, Steve. Unity. Unity is a powerful virtue, and it brings strength. Unity is inclusiveness. It brings people together. We see our commonality without devaluing our differences. We experience our connectedness with all people and all life. Unity frees us from the divisiveness of prejudice and heals our fears. We refuse to engage in conflict, seeking peace in all circumstances. Unity comes when we value every person in our family or in our world. The joy of one is the joy of all. The hurt of one is the hurt of all. The honor of one is the honor of all. We know that we are the ones who are divided, and we are the ones who must come back together to walk in the sacred way. Ojibwe Prayer, One World Book of Prayer.
Thank you, Steve and Mandy. We want to share tonight a bit about the St. Paul Sunrise Rotary Club. We put together a short video highlighting some of our history. It is narrated by charter member and two-time president, Steve Baker.
Good evening. St. Paul Sunrise Rotary, each day rising to make the difference. We've been doing that for 35 years come this September. We were founded as the Rotary Club of St. Paul Midway and were chartered on September 24th, 1985 by the Rotary Club of St. Paul. We had 30 charter members. We've met at various locations over the year, including the Sheraton Midway Hotel, where the Midway Super Target is today. Now, a disclaimer, we did not leave the Sheraton looking like this. When we left, it was perfectly fine. We've also met at the Town and Country Club in St. Paul, and now our present home is the Episcopal Home on University Avenue. The move to Episcopal homes was the result of the district's visioning process. We were a small club in a large city and weren't really connected to anything. As part of the visioning process, we decided to reclaim the Midway area as our community and move our meetings back to the heart of the Midway area of St. Paul. Like other Rotary clubs, we've been involved in a variety of projects and activities over the years. Grants supporting international efforts like coffee farmers in Ecuador and the job training program at Milagro Women's Center in Guatemala. And many projects locally, such as supporting Open Hands Midway, providing them with shelves and tables and chairs for their food shelf and congregate feeding program, supporting Family Values for Life, and providing meals for the families at Jeremiah Project. Our move to University Avenue has resulted in greater partnerships with the Episcopal Home community and Midway YMCA, leveraging our ability to serve the community with winter clothing, Thanksgiving meals, and oral hygiene supplies. Our club is a member of both the Midway Chamber of Commerce and the Highland Business Association, engaging with businesses in the community and honoring outstanding business leaders. We've been involved with students in the community through partnerships with Arlington and Como high schools. At Como Park, we sponsored students involved with Peace Jam. Peace Jam paired Nobel laureates with students who work on projects in their communities that promote peace. Here, some of the students met in 2004 Nobel Peace Prize winner Nigari Mathali of Kenya. St. Paul Sunrise also sent 5 students to a conference in Denver where they were on stage with Archbishop Desmond Tutu. At Arlington, we honored students each month who were recognized for their service to others. When Arlington High School was closed, we partnered with Gordon Parks, a new alternative high school which was starting in the Midway area. Since that time, we have instituted a Student of the Month program and an annual scholarship award. We've included the students and staff in the planning of some of our community forums as well. 2 student programs that have been part of the St. Paul Sunrise have been ROMSID and the annual community forum. ROMSID, which stands for Rotary Hospital Medical Supplies for International Distribution, was the brainchild of 2 of our members, Dr. Charles McDonald and pharmacist Dick Sunberg. Hospitals are required by the FDA to throw away medical supplies that were unused once they had reached their sterility expiration date, even though they were still usable. They came up with the solution to this waste: make it available for mission groups to take overseas where medical supplies were in short supply. Over the years, it was estimated that ROMSID provided over $1 million worth of supplies and equipment. Our other signature project is the annual community forum. This was started 15 years ago in response to the Happy Dollars dispute over political candidates. One of our members, Ellen Lupker, was so appalled that we couldn't have a civil discussion and agreed to disagree, she came up with the idea of the forum. She recruited former State Attorney General Skip Humphrey and independent Republican Chuck Slocum to lead a discussion titled Navigating Ideological Minefields to Work for the Common Good. They highlighted how controversial issues like abortion and gun control were handled when compromise was still an element of politics. Each topic over the years, which has included the environment, climate change, racism, gun control, being Muslim in Minnesota, healthcare affordability, campaign finance reform, and civil discourse among them, others have been filtered through the lens of the 4-way test. In 2018, Dr. Bill Doherty, a co-founder of Braver Angels, formerly Better Angels, presented at the forum, and subsequently the district ethics team took the ball and trained 100 Rotarians in the fall of 2018 in Braver Angels listening skills. Clubs, including Owatonna and Rochester clubs, have convened Better Angels training in their communities. That gives you a brief look at the small but mighty club over the last 35 years. St. Paul Sunrise is a fun club that supports its members and the community it serves, while rising each day to make the difference. And last but not least, I speak for all members of our club when I say congratulations, Ed. We're so very proud of you. Thanks for being with us this evening.
Now that you've learned about our club, let's learn something about incoming Governor Ed Marek and his family. A team of people worked on a project to present an overview of Ed's life in a fun and unusual way. You're about to experience pictorial and musical review that's a little bit toast and a little bit roast.
How does a scrawny, only child from North Chicago grow up to be a person that we all know has exactly what it takes to do great things in Rotary? Our eye is gonna know his name. What's his name, man?
Little Eddie Marek. They called him Little Eddie Marek. And there's a million things he wants to do. So just you wait, just you wait.
casting skills. The scouts were formed with their fly rods, a short ballet, and everything was beautiful at the ballet. Raise your rods and all the fish appear. Everything was beautiful at the ballet. How unusual, fly, rod, ballet.
Ed played the slide trombone in his high school band, but he really was at his best upon stage. So throughout all his high school years, college, grad school, and beyond, he was on the stage at every age. From then on and moved from show to show, he lived his life just to take a bow. He wrote, directed when given the chance, produced and acted, sang and tried to dance. Something familiar,
Something peculiar,
something for everyone accompanied tonight. Something appealing,
something appalling.
Jesus Christ, superstar. Something for everyone accompanied tonight. Nothing with kings, nothing with crowns. Bring on the lovers, liars, and clowns. Old situations, new complications. Nothing portentous or polite. Tragedy tomorrow, comedy tonight. Minnesota, the place to be, and moved here in '73. Worked a horse farm in Waverly, while he worked his Skyuma, and got his MBA.
Each baker worked hard to honor Ed's wish, to find for Ed the perfect show crush. Gilbert and Sullivan helped it come true on stages where Ed met Sue. Together for 40 years now, while sharing all life's joys and life's cares. If Sue had $1 each time Ed repeated a story, they'd now both be millionaires. After 3 years of adventures and fun, Mandy arrived, pretty and blonde. Just 3 years more and came darling boy Steve, completing their family.
Is this the little girl I carried? Is this the little boy at play? I don't remember growing older. When did they?
When did she get to be a beauty? When did he grow to be so tall? Wasn't it yesterday when they were small? Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly flow the days. Seedlings turn overnight to sunflowers, blossoming even as we gaze. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly fly the years. One season following another, laden with happiness and tears.
Country roads is the song it knows best. On guitar, it's the song with chords it knows, so we always sang country roads.
Fishing and camping, canoeing, kayaking, playing
fabulous grandson Ray.
One day Edward decided he would join a club in Rotary. He started out in Shakopee, then moved to Eden Prairie. But when a new job did arise, he knew he needed St. Paul ties. He found a club that's small in size that might be St. Paul Sunrise.
His passion for each passing year, he worked more than the year before. He served as president 2 times and as assistant governor. It wasn't very long before the leadership just couldn't ignore that Edward had the talents for a term as district governor.
It wasn't very long before the leadership just couldn't ignore that Edward had the talents for a term as district governor. He is the very model of a modern district governor. To all who know his history of work, he's made it very clear. He always tries to do his best, he's faithful to the four-way test. Throughout his term, he'll never rest as modern district governor. He always tries to do his best, he's faithful to the four-way test. Throughout his term, he'll never rest as modern district governor.
Club.
We were raised by him.
It's my granddad.
Me, I married him.
And we're the smart team that chose him. There's a million things he wants to do, so just you wait.
What's his name, man?
Edward John Marek.
I trust you enjoyed that as much as Sue Marek enjoyed putting it together. Please join me in welcoming our current 5960 District Governor, Paul Perez.
Good evening. As I have shared previously, I never set out to be district governor, and I had not even considered it. In fact, I was looking forward to being an assistant governor, and I was set to do that for the 2017-2018 year. And then I was encouraged by several Rotarians to apply for district governor for 2019-2020. After much deliberation and soul searching, I did so with the full support of my club. Tomorrow, the accomplishments for the year will be covered more thoroughly as we have our special Friday feature held on a Wednesday. That's because of the 4th of July. Tonight, I want to focus on some of the messages I thought were important this year. Our theme was Rotary Connects the World. And if you could see my feet, I have my Rotary Connects the World socks on, but then you'd see my sandals, so we won't go there. There were many opportunities this year for connections, both in person and virtually. On March 13th, our Rotary world was turned upside down. We halted all in-person meetings, and on March 17th, the Conference of Clubs was canceled. As clubs had to scramble, so did the district. We all found our footing, and we found new and innovative ways to move forward. By March 27th, we held our first District 5960 Friday feature. We have held 13 more and plan to continue this into next year. We've had a variety of speakers, including incoming District International Director, Susie Howe. And also, one of the highlights for me was Nuclear Non-Proliferation event, which was organized and led by White Bear Lake Rotarian Ann Frisch. We had Rotarians, Rotaractors, and Interactors from throughout the world. Thank you to the Rotarians and the Rotaractors from our district who have attended these Friday features. The Conference of Clubs was canceled, as I mentioned, but in the spirit of making lemonade out of lemons, a special night of connecting was planned. To be sure, this was not a replacement for the Conference of Clubs, but it had elements that were similar. We had two of the planned keynote speakers for the Conference of Club join us virtually, both District Governor Tiffany Irvin, the Rotary Geek, and Rotary International General Secretary and CEO John Huco thrilled us with their talks. We also had live music with songs beautifully performed by Owatonna Rotarian Ryan Gillespie and North St. Paul Maplewood Oakdale Rotarian Joel Stallman. The event was a success and everything I had hoped for and more. We continued to be creative and innovative, though virtually, with our first ever Shark Tank Live virtually event. It was well orchestrated and was enjoyed by everyone that participated, even the sharks. We followed that up a week later with our District 5960 open mic. What a great night of fun, friendships, many laughs, and coming together to help a cause, polio eradication. We had such a variety of performers and raised $1,500 for Polio Plus. And I even jumped on the District 5960 stage to perform a song. Of course, when COVID hit our communities, Rotarians and Rotaractors responded in many and different ways. In about a 2-week period, Rotarians and Rotaractors activated over $72,000 to be used in their communities in a time of great need. This included money from our Rotary Foundation Disaster Response Fund grant and the use of district-designated funds from the Rotary Foundation funds that were left over from grants that were not able to be completed this year. In the latter case, we were able to give $27,000, that's $9,000 each, to 3 organizations: Second Harvest Heartland Regional Food Bank, Channel 1 Regional Food Bank, and YMCA of the Greater Twin Cities. I was so proud to be a Rotarian, and you should also be proud to be part of the Rotary family. Over the last month, the district, our clubs, and Rotarians and Rotaractors have had to shift the response again with the killing of George Floyd. We have joined together to talk about systemic racism, inequality, and injustice. These issues are not new, and so there are no quick solutions or easy answers. But change is needed, and Rotary must play an active role. Today, more than ever, Rotary matters, and Rotarians and Rotaractors, people of action, can and will do whatever is necessary to make a difference and create positive peace in the world. This year I talked about sharing Rotary. We need to do this as a district, as clubs, and individually. We need to continue to promote this organization. We can no longer be humble. If we are proud of being a Rotarian or Rotaractor, we need to share that. And that brings me to membership. Value of membership was certainly a theme this year, and it needs to continue to be a theme. We are a membership organization first and foremost. Without Rotarians or Rotaractors, we do not exist. We need people of action to join us in doing all the good we do and creating lasting change in our communities across the globe and in ourselves. Rotary gives us opportunities to grow personally, but we still have to say yes. For member value, if we as club leaders and district leaders are not providing meaningful and interesting speakers, friendship opportunities, and meaningful service opportunities that our members are passionate about, we need to address that. And that starts with making sure we are asking our members about their experience. In my job, I have used stay interviews. We know about exit interviews. They do not work. It is too late. People have already left. Stay interviews are proactive and allows us to act on the feedback that we receive. After a dip in our membership numbers around the first of the year, we rebounded and we're trending up. I do not like excuses, but I'm a realist. COVID certainly gave members pause. If they were on the fence about their membership, it was going to be hard to save them. And that's our challenge, and always has been. But even more challenging these days. To be sure, our clubs are providing value to our members, and our district is as well. I was told by a past district governor that this experience of being district governor is so rewarding and something that they do not regret. And I have to say 100% I agree with that. So that's it for the wrap up, but I have many thanks to give because there's so many people who have thanked me along the way. I'll start with my club, Prior Lake Rotary. You certainly have helped make me the Rotarian I am today. Thank you for throwing me one heck of a party for my installation. It was one of the best nights of my life. Thank you to the event co-chairs, Guy and Mary Solinsky. Thanks also to Chad Lemaire, my best friend and sponsor, and the person who introduced me to Rotary. He introduced me at the event. And thank you to Deb Severson for officially installing me. Thanks also to Hans and Franz, Paul Hofsling, and Guy Solinsky. You guys really pumped us up, and you brought the serious fun that night. Thank you also to Joe Doles, who helped me with the event and was a huge help throughout the year. And thank you to all my friends and family that helped me celebrate that wonderful night. Now for the props. All right, here we go. My Scene Rotary 2020 Class of Club Presidents, thank you for your leadership during the year. We stayed connected and made it through this together. Many of you inspired me with passion, dedication, and creativity. Thank you for your willingness to try something different rather than go down the road of the status quo. Thanks also to my assistant governors who stayed connected with their clubs. All right, district leadership. You have all been a great support to me as we continue to move our district forward. The Council of Governors and the people I served with on the council have certainly played a big part in that. Sean Berry from North St. Paul Maplewood Oakdale Rotary, you have been my unsung hero, Mr. Dependable. When I asked you, and I did that quite a bit, you always delivered. I will be forever grateful. Kyle Haugen, thanks for asking me to have that beer 4 years ago. I've appreciated your friendship and your counsel throughout my journey. To the district governor line, Ed, Kenny, and Dale, the future looks very bright. I appreciate your passion and dedication to the district. Thanks for coming along with me, and thank you for your friendship. For everyone else, if you've ever thought one day you want to pursue the district governor position, now is the time. We have proven you do not have to be retired to do this position when we work as a team and support each other. Kathy Hewitt, most Rotarians and Rotaractors just don't know all that you do for me or the district. Thank you for keeping me on task and for putting up with me. We are so fortunate to have you. And finally, First Lady Susan Perez. It's been a crazy 3+ years. No one knows the trials and tribulations I've gone through more than you. Thank you for always being my biggest supporter. There is no one else I would have wanted to take this journey with. I love you very much. So now it's all goes to District Governor-elect Ed Marek. I look forward to your leadership, and as you know, I'll be there to support you every step of the way. Thank you, everyone, and have a great night.
Thank you, Governor Paul. Many of you know our next speaker, Angela Eifert. She is a member of the Roseville Rotary Club. She was also the president of the Twin Cities Rotaract Club when Ed served as their assistant governor. Angela will help you get to know Ed as the new governor of the district, and we'll talk about opening doors, building connections, and changing the way you see the world.
No one could have said it better than longtime neighbor and friend of Ed Marek, Bob Olson, when he said, "There's no better or qualified person to lead, as far as I'm concerned, as the next governor of Rotary, than Ed Marek." Rotary is a network of neighbors, friends, leaders, and problem solvers who see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. Its mission is to provide service to others, promote integrity, and advance world understanding, goodwill, and peace through its fellowship of business, professional, and community leaders. And having known Ed for 35 years, Bob said that the very definition of Rotary describes Ed and his passion perfectly. The majority of Ed's professional career was spent in nonprofit fundraising and management, most notably with the American Red Cross and as executive director of Minnesota Environmental Fund. During his time with the Red Cross, he served on 12 national disaster assignments, traveling throughout Minnesota as well as Louisiana and Missouri. Ed has served on the boards of the Greater Minneapolis chapter of the American Red Cross, the National Society of Fundraising Executives, ROMSID, or the Rotary Hospital Medical Supplies for International Distribution, St. Paul Vocal Forum, and the Wright County Arts Association. We could go on and on about Ed's achievements, but I am certain that we would all reach one conclusion: that Ed is an exceptionally gifted and amazing person. When Ed switched his professional career focus from the business world to nonprofit, it was very clear he discovered his niche, and it was where he belonged. He found his passion and thrived in this environment. He is interested in the stories of people, an attentive listener, well-read and keenly aware of what is happening locally, nationally, and internationally. Ed has a gift of getting to know and relating to people in special ways. He has a love and passion for individuals from very varied backgrounds, ethnicities, and socially. Whether in his neighborhood, the Twin Cities, the state of Minnesota, the USA, or the world, Ed has been involved in the lives of people in so many ways. As I echo these sentiments from his friends and colleagues, what I have come to value most about Ed is his ability to take very complex social issues and lead people to a point of unity and clarity. His belief in the goodness of all people and expansiveness to hold all the sides of an issue with deep respect and care makes Ed an incredible and timely leader for our Rotary community as we navigate unprecedented times. Ed has been my longtime mentor in the Rotary Network, so I am beyond honored to be delivering this speech today. He is someone who helped me understand my own personal capacity after returning from a life-changing group study exchange in India. I will always remember what he said to me. "Angela, your box just got bigger, and now you must fill it with more stuff." And those words are what steered me onto my own journey to change careers from financial services to international humanitarian work. It is that very phrase that I have also shared with others who've experienced transformative growth through international experiences. A credit to the wisdom and legacy of my friend and mentor, Ed Marek. Along with others who shared their accolades for Ed, his longtime friend and former Rotary District Governor, Claire Lillis, shared his appreciation for Ed's sense of humor, his vast knowledge on many subjects, how he affects so many lives, and his love of people and peace. Ed is a wonderful bridge builder, communicator, facilitator, and networker. It is amazing to see how many gifted, unique, and varied individuals he, over the years, has brought together. His passion for Rotary is infectious, and he always positively impacts the lives of all those he meets. Ed's former colleague of Minnesota Environmental Fund, Patty Haig, described him as approachable positive, a creative problem solver, and highly motivated to make the world a better place for people and the planet. But it is his special knack for remembering, connecting, and linking people that will serve him best as a leader for Rotary. A Rotarian for about 22 years, Ed has dedicated his life to Rotary. Even his friend Bob shared his amazement at the effort and time Ed has given to Rotary International. When he turned 65, Ed decided to retire after he realized how his professional work was continually getting in the way of Rotary. Such selflessness truly embodies our service above self motto. The Rotary Foundation's plan for the next 5 years is to increase its impact, expand its reach, enhance participant engagement, and increase its ability to adapt. And with Ed as our governor, District 5960 can surely achieve this. And by helping to realize the goals of this plan, we can ensure a stronger and even more effective future for Rotary, a tremendous legacy. This wouldn't be complete without mentioning the wonderful support that his best friend and wife of 38 years, Sue, has given Ed over the years. And with this, I say congratulations. I'm looking forward to the success of our district and seeing all the people and places that will be forever positively changed with Ed as our leader. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. Let's get to the main event now. I would introduce past District Governor Kathy Smith, who served as District Governor in 2003 and 2004 when Ed served as president of the St. Paul Sunrise Rotary Club.
Well, greetings to you all. I'm so glad to be able to join you today. I want to start with a little bit of history. The official anniversary of Rotary International is February 5th, 1905. But it was not until the new International Association of Rotary Clubs Constitution at the 1916 Cincinnati Convention adopted the Model Constitution and Bylaws, which was at the time the most radical change to date, which divided Rotary into 10 geographic units called districts. It created the new title, District Governor, to further the objects of the association, organize new clubs, and promote the interest of existing clubs, and to do so under the general supervision of the International Association's board. And in 1919, Rotary headquarters convened the first official meeting of district governors, which became known as the International Assembly. 104 years later, the district governor remains the link between Rotary and International Board, local Rotarians, and other districts regionally and around the world. The district governor is never regarded as the inspector general, but rather he or she visits as a helpful and friendly resource to club officers, as a useful counselor to further the object of Rotary among clubs of the district, and as a catalyst to help strengthen and inspire Rotarians. The district governor is truly a prime example of service above self, performing a labor of love before, during, and after their term. Ed, as district governor, you will be the connection between clubs in our district and Rotary International. The relationships you build with club leaders and members will make Rotary and our communities stronger. I was fortunate to have you as one of the club presidents in 2003-2004 when I was governor, and I know you will form long-lasting relationships with many people in this upcoming year, as I was fortunate to do with you. There are 60 Rotary clubs and 3 Rotaract clubs in our district that you will be working with in the upcoming year, and your term starts on July 1st, 2020. Among your very many duties will be these: to conduct, implement, or review district strategic planning with the district leadership team, to help Rotary clubs, Rotaract clubs, and Interact clubs unite people and take action, to build a strong Rotary so that more Rotarians and Rotaractors and all in our family of Rotary can serve our world better than ever before, to be a leader by helping everyone around you to achieve the most that they can achieve, to support Rotary members in their clubs and building a stronger organization, which in the end means building stronger communities, to grow Rotary service and the impact of that service, to grow membership and start new clubs, to support the Rotary Foundation through both fundraising and grant activities, to serve as a spokesperson for our district and Rotary when appropriate, to promote Rotary's public image as people of action, to conduct official visits with clubs in our district, which is one of the joys of being a district governor, to raise awareness of important Rotary issues, to inspire and motivate club members to participate in service, and to recognize the contributions of Rotarians and Rotaractors, to lead the district leadership team, to foster continuity by working with past, current, and incoming Rotary leaders, to follow the district governor code of ethics. In the past, I would have added to put countless miles on your odometer. But in this crazy environment we're in right now, who knows where this upcoming year will take you and all of us. Ed, do you understand the duties of being a district governor, and will you serve faithfully as district governor of 5960? And will you lead this district so that Rotary opens opportunities?
I will.
On behalf of Rotary District 5960 and Rotary International, on this 30th day of June 2020, I hereby officially install you as District Governor for 5960, effective July 1st, 2020, for the 2020-21 Rotary year. Congratulations, Ed. We so wish you luck. And I would ask all of you who are participating in the call today to please show your thanks to and your support for Ed, his leadership team, his family and friends with your likes on Facebook and your Zoom chat.
Congratulations, Ed. At this time, Ed and Sue would like to make a special presentation.
Thank you, John. The Paul Harris Fellow Recognition acknowledges individuals who contribute or who have contributions made in their name to the Rotary Foundation. It is named for Rotary's founder, Paul Harris, a Chicago lawyer who started Rotary International with 3 business associates in 1905. The Rotary Foundation is able to carry out an array of programs that achieve beneficial changes in our world, including improved living conditions, increased food production, better education, wider availability of treatment and rehabilitation for the sick and disabled, new channels for the flow of international understanding, and brighter hopes for peace. This evening, we would like to recognize a person very special to our family. This person epitomizes one of the many ideals held by Rotarians all over the world: goodwill and service above self. As many of you know, in April of last year, our daughter Mandy was diagnosed with breast cancer. The rest of last year was filled with challenges, including chemotherapy, surgery, radiation, and all the side effects and issues that accompany these treatments. Mandy is fortunate to have family and a tremendous network of friends to help her through this ordeal. But there is one person who stands apart from the rest. Here are just a few of the things that she did for our family and for Mandy.
She cried with us, she laughed with us, she made us laugh, and performed countless acts of service to Mandy and her family. After Mandy's initial diagnosis, she came with us on appointments such as Mandy's MRI and her port placement procedure. This brought much comfort to Kelly's very scared friend. She came to almost every chemo session. With Kelly, chemo sessions became chemo parties. She and Mandy brought their ukuleles. There were singing, stories, jokes, and general merriment. Most importantly, Mandy does not do well with needle pokes, so Kelly was always ready with a joke or a cute cat video when it was time to access Mandy's port. When visiting was still something one could do, Kelly made countless visits to Mandy at home, sometimes bringing her little gifts that made her smile. In addition to that, hours and hours were spent texting and video chatting. In the middle of the summer, Mandy had an infection that sent her to the ER late one night. We weren't expecting or prepared for her to be admitted, but she was. Kelly came to the hospital at 3 a.m, bringing everything we needed, along with things just to help us be comfortable. She bought Mandy little gifts like cozy slippers to replace those ugly treaded hospital socks, a stuffed cat that looked like one of Mandy's own beloved cats that Mandy was missing very much, and a tiny little jigsaw puzzle that fit on the hospital tray. A picture of a cat, of course. She spent hours at the hospital sitting with Mandy and stayed so I could go home and shower. As if all this wasn't enough, Kelly almost single-handedly put together a benefit with proceeds going to Mandy to assist with medical expenses not covered by insurance and the loss of income from needing to cut some of her hours from her second job as voice, piano, ukulele, and guitar instructor. The benefit included both live and silent auctions, several live performers, and a spaghetti dinner. Kelly arranged for the location, dinner, and performers, procured the auction items from all over Shakopee and beyond, organized the items in bid sheets, and with minimal help did the setup and teardown. She made sure everything ran smoothly, and it did run smoothly. Everyone who came said they had a wonderful time, and the money gathered was of significant help to Mandy. Kelly didn't ask for or expect anything in return. It was all for her love of Mandy. Kelly is very deserving of this recognition. But we are not honoring just one person tonight. We are honoring two. When we said almost single-handedly, it's because Kelly's husband, Eric, was right by her side. Eric also worked hard on the benefit. In fact, he was one of the live auction items. He promised to shave his head if a certain dollar amount was raised, and shave his head he did. Eric is a big guy who was dressed in pink from head to toe that night, and Mandy shaved his head right then and there for all to witness and enjoy. After all, it was only fair that she shave his head. On the morning last summer when her hair started to fall out in clumps, she decided to have a head shaving party. At chemo that morning, Mandy and Kelly made the plans. Kelly and a couple of other friends came over that night to watch Eric shave Mandy's head. It turned a moment of grief into a celebration. He left a mohawk, which Kelly then dyed pink for Mandy to enjoy for a couple of days until that came out too. At the benefit, there was a very special auction item that Mandy was yearning to have for herself. It was a Joe Mauer All-Star jersey. Well, Eric made sure he won the bid and then presented it to Mandy at the end of the evening. Eric supported Kelly in the loving attention she gave to Mandy, including waking her up on chemo mornings to make sure Kelly would be there. He also took a day off work to be there himself one time.
At this time, Eric, we'd like you to open that box we gave you. Inside the box are 2 Paul Harris Fellow medallions. Eric, please take one and put it on Kelly. And then Kelly, you can take the other and put it on Eric. Eric was in on the surprise for Kelly, and we told him there was an item for Kelly. Actually, we snuck one in for Eric as well. We wanted to have a double surprise tonight. So we are awarding 2 Paul Harris Fellows as we appreciate so much what each of you have done for our family, and we wanted to recognize you in front of a whole lot of people. If all is going as planned, you're seeing Eric and Kelly give each other a medal, which we gave to Eric in advance. If it didn't work, just visualize it.
Oh, thank you.
Both Eric and Kelly were there for Mandy, not only whenever she expressed the need, but even when they merely anticipated it. Because of their acts of kindness and service, the contributions in their honor to the Rotary Foundation helps enable the foundation to do the work that brings us closer to a world of peace and goodwill. Go ahead, say something.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It's an extreme honor, and I couldn't imagine coming from our loving family.
Was not expecting that at all.
And everybody, she's at it again because the cancer's back, and so is Kelly.
Yep.
I am back, and Mandy is fighting.
Yep. Yeah.
Love you, Kelly and Eric.
No, but
We love you.
we love you guys very much. Thanks for letting
so much.
us be
Thanks
part
for
of this
letting us
special
be a
event.
part of this. This is really great, and congratulations, Ed.
Yeah, congrats, Ed.
Thank you. In doing this installation virtually, we had to adapt and change the order of the normal sequence. So, at this time, we'll do the exchange of the pins. Traditionally, the current district governor presents the district governor pin to the incoming district governor. Paul?
Thank you, Ed. I want to present you with the district governor pin for the 596D District of Rotary International. Congratulations. You'll do a great job leading our district next year.
Thank you, Paul. I love virtual. Before I ask Susan to present you with your past district governor pin, I want to thank you for your leadership this past year. When you began seeing 2020, if you saw what was ahead, you didn't let on. Your plunge with polio was inspiring and chilly. But once COVID-19 hit, you really hit your stride. You led the district with the flexibility and nimbleness required to reimagine the conference of clubs, create the open mic evening filled with tunes, and raise $1,500 for Polio Plus. Plus, you gave 3 clubs the opportunity to swim with the sharks and do good in the world. Looking for a way to keep the district connected during this time of social distancing, you initiated the Friday feature programs, which have included presentations of Rotary programs, a program on civil discourse, honoring the life of a World War II soldier who was killed in action in the aftermath of D-Day, and on to an international event with Rotarians from 7 countries participating in a discussion on nuclear non-proliferation. It can be said, as district governor, you fully engaged with the 2019-2020 theme, Rotary Connects the World. Thank you for your leadership and all you did for the district. Susan, please do the honors.
There we go. There it is.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you again, Paul. At this point, keeping with tradition, my wife and I would present the gift of appreciation. Instead, if each of you would present each other with their gift and our heartfelt appreciation. Thank you both.
Thank you.
Now for the virtual transfer of the Home of the District Governor banner. Next up is Dan Stanley, president of the Prior Lake Rotary Club, who will present the banner to Mary Vanderwert of the St. Paul Sunrise Rotary Club. Dan, go ahead.
Thank you, Ed. As Paul Perez's home club, Prior Lake Rotary, we are very proud of Paul's tenure as District 5960 governor. He served the district and guided our clubs through challenging times while making us better as a whole. As our Rotary year 2019-20 comes to an end, it is now time to pass the Home of District 5960 Governor banner to the District Governor's home club for 2021. We are confident District 5960 will continue to be in good hands as the district passes the torch of leadership to Ed Marek of the St. Paul Sunrise Rotary Club. Mary Vanderwert, congratulations on being the home club of our new district governor, Ed Marek. I proudly pass the banner for your club to host.
Thank you, Dan. It is my honor to accept this banner on behalf of the St. Paul Sunrise Rotary, home club for Ed Marek, who is our first club member to serve as district governor. We too will proudly display this banner as best we can at our weekly meetings. We hold Ed near and dear to our hearts and know he will make a great district governor, and we will do our best to support him and all of District 5960. Thank you for passing the banner on, Dan. Please join me in welcoming Rotary's newest district governor, Ed Marek.
Thank you, Mary. My Rotary journey began in 1990 in Shakopee. A colleague of mine at my former workplace, Ron Solsteth, was a Shakopee Rotarian. I had just taken a job with the Red Cross in Shakopee. So I asked him, when are you going to invite me to speak? His response was, why don't you join? I didn't know a great deal about Rotary at first. Shortly after joining, I was at a table with a member named Joyce. She had joined 2 weeks prior to me. Learned that at age 50, she and her husband, on a bet, had sold their business and joined the Peace Corps. They were posted to Kingston, Jamaica. She shared how frustrated she was about the experience. While her husband was working with the local government on business development, she was working with a group of women who were hand-sewing dolls for the tourist trade. She stated with some training and different equipment, they could get a real business going and be making and selling clothing to the local population. Well, someone at the table asked her how much would be needed. She replied, $5,000. Well, the Shakopee Club had a pull tab operation to raise money, and back then you only needed to raise a quarter of the total. The district would match that, and then Rotary Foundation would match both the district and the club's contributions. So she was able to return to Jamaica and make it happen. I thought, how cool is this? No government, no politics, no religion, none of the things that divide us, simply focusing in on our common humanity and making a difference. I was hooked. I was in the Shakopee Club for about 2 years, then I received a promotion and moved to Richfield, so I transferred to the Eden Prairie Club where I was there for about 4. The Red Cross did some further reorganization and I ended up leaving Rotary. Eventually I became the executive director of the Minnesota Environmental Fund in St. Paul and decided to get back into Rotary. I joined the St. Paul Midway, now the Sunrise Club, which ended a 6-year hiatus. I'm now entering my 25th year in Rotary. I was very pleased when both Angela Eifert and past District Governor Kathy Smith agreed to play a role in this evening's proceedings. It illustrates one of the great things about Rotary. Let me explain. Angela was the president of the Twin Cities Rotaract Club when I served as their assistant governor. We had a program back then called Take a Rotaractor to Lunch, which was designed to pair Rotaractors with Rotarians and professions they were either interested in or already working in. Angela was working in the for-profit sector and wanted to transition into the nonprofit with a goal of working internationally. Because I'd gone through a similar move in my career, I became a mentor to Angela. She began the exploration and eventually made the transition to work for an international nonprofit. I was also gratified that Kathy Smith, who was our district's first female district governor, agreed to commission me this evening. I served as my club's president when Kathy was our governor. Kathy has been a mentor to me through the years, encouraging me and always ready to offer guidance and support. I want to mention that Kathy and I made numerous trips together to Nicaragua to be part of the Fast for Hope Steering Committee when the initiative began. As a matter of fact, we almost died there together. For land travel in Nicaragua, we use an extended cab pickup truck. There are more of us than seats available in the cab, so we all take turns riding in the back. Well, one afternoon, Kathy and I were in the back and we were waiting at a stoplight in Managua. We happened to look back and saw a bus barreling towards us. We soon realized that it was not slowing down. We looked at each other with panic in our eyes and looked back at the bus. We realized we were about to die. Suddenly, my life was flashing before my eyes. Not only that, bits of Kathy's life were flashing before my eyes as well. And I have to say, she has a pretty interesting life from what I could see. Anyway, at the last moment, The bus swerved onto the shoulder and went right through the red light, through the intersection. One of the aspects that doesn't get enough exposure in Rotary is the growth in individual experiences through service and leadership opportunities. It has been a delight to watch people transform and expand. A big part of that growth is from the mentoring and encouragement that occurs between members, which, as Kathy pointed out in a recent conversation, can lead to lifelong friendships. Let's take a look ahead. Whenever I've taken a leadership role, I've always reviewed the mission or vision statement. I find it helps to clarify the goals and formulate the path forward. So Rotary's vision statement is, together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. We'll accomplish this by increasing our impact, expanding our reach, enhancing participant engagement, and increasing our ability to adapt. I think we may have nailed that last one. This year, the theme presented by incoming President Holger Knack is Rotary Opens Opportunities. He laid out these goals for the year. The first, that we will actively work at creating new innovative club models and expand our reach by creating satellite clubs and by forming community-based Rotaract clubs. Second, every club should host at least one strategic meeting each year at which you ask, what should our club be like in 5 years? What steps should we take to achieve that vision? And what value do we bring our members? Third, select new members carefully. Make sure that they're a good fit with your club and that your club meets their expectations. Engage them, take care of them. There's no wrong age to become a Rotarian. And finally, continue your club's efforts to end polio. We must fulfill the promise that we made to the children of the world. Rotary doesn't exist in a vacuum, and we're now living in a very transitional time. Change is running rampant throughout the world. We as Rotarians need to roll up our sleeves and engage in taking action to create lasting change. When the new vision statement for Rotary was released last year, the piece that struck me was exactly that, creating lasting change in ourselves. That is where all permanent and lasting change begins, within each of us. It then radiates out to our communities and the globe. As Gandhi put it, you must be the change you want to see in the world. In San Diego at the International Assembly, Hogar shared Paul Harris's comment that Rotary needs to be revolutionary from time to time. Specifically, Paul Harris said, "It is well that there is nothing in Rotary so sacred that it cannot be set aside in favor of things better. This is an experimental age in a changing world, and all things which are worthwhile and progressive are the cumulative effects of preceding successes and failures." Clearly, this is one of those times. COVID-19, the unrest worldwide surrounding the killing of George Floyd, as well as the contentious political season that lies ahead before the election, are all challenges we, as Rotarians working to build goodwill and peace, need to confront. We're in a new place. As a girl by the name of Dorothy once said, "Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore." This is not the year I was preparing for. I suspect it's not the year you were anticipating either. However, it's the year we have. I'm reminded of Joseph Campbell's words. He was the late, great comparative mythology professor at Sarah Lawrence College, who was interviewed by Bill Moyers to create the PBS program, The Power of Myth. Campbell once said, "We must give up the life we planned so as to accept the one that's waiting for us." I've always loved road trips. I love getting into the car and driving off in a new direction to places I've never been, or traveling familiar roads to revisit places once again. When I pass the houses along the way, I wonder about the families that live in them. I imagine what their lives are like, what challenges they're facing, and what they may have just overcome. I enjoy garnering a sense of the land. Was it part of the big woods or open prairies? Or Sue and I were really looking forward to the road trip to each of your clubs, taking along our bikes, hiking boots, or camping gear, and spend some time exploring the outdoors in your communities. However, COVID-19 has taken that off the table. My official visits will need to be virtual. Our daughter is battling the return of a very aggressive cancer, and we need to stay clear of COVID and all other infectious diseases which could impact her recovery. Regarding the racial unrest, earlier this month, we shared how the district is following our eyes lead in working to address the issue of racism. We all need to play our part in this effort, and as we indicated, it begins with each of us educating ourselves and doing the hard work. I know that what I'm asking is not easy or comfortable, but it is necessary. It will require each of us to muster the moral courage to look into the mirror and acknowledge our shortcomings and resolve to correct them. I think Rotary's recognition of the role we must play in this effort as Rotarians is as audacious as taking on the eradication of polio. It's overwhelming when you think of how pervasive racism is. You can feel powerless against the enormity, but consider, Polio Plus began inoculating one child at a time. We can begin educating one person at a time, starting with ourselves. As far as the goals for this year, I have the usual suspects covered. Membership, growth, and then with positive net growth for the year. Foundation, increase the giving so we can increase the good we're doing in the world. And public image, tell our stories. Staying current and stepping up to this in this changing time is important because I want to ensure that Rotary remains relevant. That's probably my number one goal for Rotary this year, is that we remain relevant, that we are contributing to solving the problems and not being complacent. One area that I would encourage clubs to explore along those lines is our partnership with the Institute of Economics and Peace. You can find out more on Rotary.org. They were formed in 2007 and formulated 23 indicators that determine how peaceful a country is. Those 23 indicators were distilled into 8 elements of peace, which illustrate how much positive peace a country is experiencing. Basically, the better the score, the more peaceful the country. When citizens are supported and needs are being met, we eliminate the need for conflict. Rotary Foundation's 6 focus areas feed into those 8 elements. So it was a natural for the 2 organizations to pair up for their common goal of world peace. Another area that creates peace and understanding is youth exchange. Although we will not be having an exchange this year, we can lay the foundation for success in the future by promoting the program to students, potential host families, and schools. This year, North Star Youth Exchange will be focusing on refining and improving their systems, as well as developing marketing materials and strategies using social media to reach out to students. Human trafficking is another important issue we're working on together with the other 2 districts in the state. And I know many of our clubs have initiated projects, and there's still more to be done. And finally, polio. I think Holger summed it up beautifully. We must keep our promise to the children of the world. I want to thank all of the incoming presidents who will serve their clubs this year. I look forward to working with each of you. And heads up, we're on in a few more hours. I also want to thank the district governor line, Carol Weigel, Jim Hunt, Kyle Hagen, Mike Becker, Paul Perez, who's going to be a tough act to follow, Kenny Closter and Dale Quigley for all their support, guidance, sympathetic ears, and insights. Know that I'll be continuing to need that support in the coming months, guys. To Sean Berry for his unending help in making this virtual evening happen. A special shout out to Kathy Hewitt. You are an absolute gem. To my club for all their support and encouragement, especially Kathy Ingleswood, Jane Willard, Karen Ciano, John Healy, and Steve Baker. To my son and daughter, Special shout out to my son, Steve, for his technical expertise in producing the musical video, and to both of them for their vocal talent. And finally, to my wife, Sue, who's going to be joining me on another grand adventure. As we prepare to sally forth into this new year of fun, service, integrity, leadership, inclusion, and innovation, I would add adventure to that list. In the words of Helen Keller, life is either a daring adventure or nothing. Thank you all, and here's to an outstanding Rotary year as Rotary opens opportunities.
Congratulations again to our new district governor for 5960, Ed Marek. Thank you everyone for viewing us this evening. Let's make 2021 an outstanding Rotary year.
Oh, yeah, let's do it in gallery.
Nice on Ed. Good job.
Here's to Ed and Sue.
Here, here. Salute.
Thank you.
Well done. Best of luck, Ed.
It was awesome. Awesome. Cheers.
Congrats, Ed.
Congratulations.
Take care.
What a great
Well done,
presentation. Congratulations.
Cheers.
Congratulations. Bye, everybody.
Cheers.
Best health.
Beautiful program.
Good health, Mandy. Nice singing.
Congrats.
Take care.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Ed.
Oh, there's so many.
Oh, Ember.
Congratulations.
Good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Very
Congratulations, Ed.
inspirational.
Congratulations, Ed. It'll be a tough year, but I know you'll do a good job.
Thank you.
When he works on his desk down here.
Ed, you'll do
Hi,
great.
Mary.
Yeah. See you. And the best wishes. Very creative and inspirational evening. I'm just so happy I could be a part of it by listening. So good luck, and you'll do fabulous.
Thank you, Jerry.
Congratulations from Northfield. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gene.
Behind Stillwater, congratulations. And anytime you see an orange shirt in the audience, I'll be there to support you.
Counting on it, Craig.
Congratulations, Ed. This is Judy.
Thank you,
All
Judy.
the best. That was a great, great, great
Yes.
speech. Thank you so much.
Thank you.